Yeah, I'm sorry. I see everyone having to shuffle to. I'm gonna pin myself. Spotlight, rather. Okay, okay. Yay. So, and I'm gonna mute you guys if you don't mind. Okay, so let's come to seated, just however feels good. And as always, whatever is your sort of automatic foot in front, just switch it just so your body feels different. And let's start by just sort of leaning from side to side. Just trying to feel like our bottom of our body is getting nice and rooted to the ground. Feeling your sit bones making contact with the floor. Let's start to feel our breath. And with your inhale, feel your chest rising, maybe your spine getting taller. And on your exhale, feeling your shoulders relaxing down. Letting your arms relax so they're just heavy. And then closing your eyes or staring at the floor. And noticing how your lower belly just gently expands on the inhale, feeling your breath pulling down your body, sort of inflating your lower body. And then your nice slow exhale, softening that lower belly. Casually counting how long your nice full inhale is. And trying to match your exhale to be roughly the same amount of time. Now, keeping this balanced inhale and opening your eyes, we're going to gently on the inhale lift our arms up. Nice and gentle. Exhale, just let them float down. So your arm movements is just reflecting your inhale and your exhale. One more time. Wonderful. Bringing your hands to your knees. And let's just do a few cow and cat. So gently letting your back round on the exhale. And then inhale, feel your chest kind of reaching forward and your shoulders pressing back. And then letting your shoulders come forward. So nice and gentle with your inhale, bringing you forward, your exhale, blowing you back. Good. And coming up nice and tall in your spine. And let's loosen up our hands, doing some gentle wrist circles. Just gradually opening up to either side. Just loosen up the wrists. And if it feels okay, having your palms facing forward, nice big inhale, opening up the chest, feeling that nice stretch down the arms. And then on your next exhale, whenever it happens, sweeping your arms forward, maybe bringing your hands together just to draw your fingers forwards or getting a stretch in your back body. Good, letting those arms just relax, shaking them out, and let's come on to our hands and knees. And just do a few things from hands and knees. So let's just let our hips go side to side, letting our body twist a little bit, getting a stretch down the side body. So inhaling through center, exhaling to get that little side stretch. Good. And then just sort of letting our hips go in a circle, just sort of loosening up. Switching to go back around the other way. Wonderful. And now we're just going to do that twisty one where as you exhale, you bend one elbow and look the other way, just twisting your spine a little bit. Inhaling back through center, then doing the other side. So your upper back is just kind of getting gently torqued. Wonderful. Coming back through center. And just for good measure, a few cow and cat. We're just trying to gently get everything loosened up before we hold our yin poses. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to bring our knees apart to come into child's pose. Maybe putting a pillow under your chest if that feels good. And just gently settling down. Having your arms maybe lengthened out. Maybe your elbows want to be bent and your head resting on your hands. Just whatever version of child's pose is going to feel good. Really focusing on the sensation through your pelvis and hips. So after a nice full inhale where you feel your lower belly and maybe even your lower back expanding. On the exhale, feel your hips and your whole lower body getting really heavy and just sinking downwards. And it might feel nice to support with pillows under your chest so that you feel no strain. The more comfortable your body can be, the deeper you can get in the stretch because your body will feel supported and can kind of melt into something. So focusing in on your breath, feeling that nice sort of expansion through your lower belly and your lower back on the inhale, and then just letting it melt as you slowly exhale. I That's your choice. If you like, you can just stay put where you are. If you feel like you're getting into a deep stretch, stay there. Or if you like, you can bend your right elbow and reach your left arm towards your right. So you're getting a nice stretch up your side body. So letting your head rest somewhere, feeling your hips heavy. So this is just another option if you feel like it, to get a stretch up the side body. Wherever you are, just continuing to breathe deep. If you chose to do that side bend feeling, slowly come back through center. Just take a moment getting your spine straight up and down. And then when you're ready, doing it on the other side. So bending in now your left elbow, reaching your right arm across till you get that big long stretch up the side body, but keeping your hips nice and planted. Just relaxing into this side. Now slowly making your way back through center, feeling your spine getting straightened out, and then gradually coming back up onto your hands and knees, doing whatever feels good. And then we're gonna have our knees come back together and then sit back down onto our right hip. We're going to start to spread out our legs with our knees bent, putting our weight, if it feels okay, on that right hand, and then sneaking back that left leg. So just trying to get a big old stretch through the hip flexor down into the quad. Maybe leaning on your right elbow or on a pillow. And then we're going to take that left arm and reach it up and over, maybe letting it flop on your head. So you're getting a big stretch up that left quad, the left side body, your underarm, just getting that whole swath of body stretched out. If your right shoulder doesn't love this, maybe you can build up enough pillows that you can just sort of lay on your side. Or stay upright, perhaps. Just finding a way to get a stretch that's not going to upset the shoulder. And if it doesn't feel good to lean on the shoulder, you can stay upright and just try and sneak that leg back until you feel a stretch in your quad. Or if that really doesn't work, another option is sitting upright with one leg stretched out and the other leg bent, so there's no weight on the shoulders. So choose your own adventure. And then once you're feeling good, come back to noticing your breath. Trying to let things relax on the exhale. Slowly coming out of this, first with your arm, and gently bringing your leg forward, maybe leaning back on your hands to let your knees go side to side, or just doing whatever feels like a relief. Maybe you feel like straightening out your legs. It feels good to flex your feet a little bit, just sort of whatever your body wants to do before the other side. And speaking of which, let's move on to the other side. So bending your knees, bringing your weight onto the left side, and sneaking back the right leg, finding some sort of support for that left shoulder or staying upright. And then reaching your right arm overhead till you get that big long stretch of the quad, the side body, feeling your underarm, and letting your arm just flop over. Good. So coming into stillness, finding a way to feel a stretch but not strain anywhere. And then feeling your breath, nice long inhale, letting things melt on the exhale. Wonderful. Slowly coming out of this and doing whatever your body wants. It might feel good to stretch out your legs in front of you and giving them a little bit of a shake. It might feel nice to sort of flex your feet and look up and point your toes, let your head bow. Just doing whatever is kind of the opposite feeling of what we were just doing. Good. And then when you're ready, bending up your knees, and let's open them up to either side, stretching them out. We're going to find a way to get a good inner thigh stretch. So maybe sitting up on a pillow would feel good. And then just sort of adjust till you're feeling a stretch in your inner thighs. So trying to have the pelvis tipping forward instead of tipping back. This will hurt our back. So it might help to sit up on something. We're just going to stay sitting upright in our spine. Inhale your spine really tall. Let those shoulders relax. Let your arms just be heavy. And then maybe sort of feel that everything happening in the pelvis, feeling that kind of tipping forward. And as you tip forward a little bit with the pelvis, feel that big old stretch in your inner thighs. So we're just going to stare at the floor, shaking out our shoulders. So our spine's nice and tall and our arms are just flopping down. On the inhale, feeling nice and tall in your spine. On the exhale, trying to let those inner thighs relax. And if you're not feeling much of a stretch, make the change through the tipping of your pelvis. As it tips forward, as you sort of lean forward in your lower body, you'll feel it more. Breathing deep, just letting things kind of release and get heavy on the exhale. We've been here a while, so if your body's relaxing, maybe see if you can go a little bit further. If you're already at your kind of farthest point, just stay where you are. But if your body is softened in those few minutes, just see if a little bit more sort of tipping forward is possible. Just seeing how it feels. And now we're going to extremely slowly come out of this. So start by just getting your pelvis less tipped forward. Maybe supporting your body with your hands behind you. Maybe using your hands to gently bend your knee a little bit and bring it closer. Going really, really, really slow. Good. So when you're ready, sometimes you can feel a little bit broken after a big long stretch. We're going to make our way laying down onto our backs. And when you get down there, no hurry, just doing the first thing that occurs to you, the first thing that would feel nice. Good. So pardon me, I'm seeing that knees hugged in and a little bit of rocking side to side is popular. So let's do that. I like your automatic pilots. Doing a little bit of circling with your knees. Sorry, tickle. Back around the other way. So we need to try and get into our hamstrings a bit. So let's start by putting one foot down on the floor with your knees bent and then extending out the other leg, flexing your foot, seeing if you can grab onto that leg, maybe grabbing onto your pants, or if you can reach behind your knee. Maybe you have a strap. We're just going to gently, and it really helps to flex that foot, gently get that hamstring stretched out. And I find if I just grab the fabric of my pants around my thigh area, I can just sort of pull it in that way without stressing out my shoulders. So just one way or another, finding a way to feel a nice stretch in your hamstring. We haven't done this before, but let's give it a go. Just very gently start circling that leg. Just little circles, just trying to loosen up the hip a little bit if this feels okay. And then switching directions. We usually do this with the knee bent, but it's kind of cool with the knee, with the leg straight, as long as it feels okay. Good, wonderful. That extended leg, hugging it in towards your chest for a moment. Let's straighten out your right leg, the leg that was had your foot on the floor. So the extended leg is now hugged in, and the other leg is just straightened out on the floor. Wonderful. Now we're going to take that bent knee and straighten it out. Reach our arms overhead if our shoulders agree, and just get a big full body stretch. Letting your back arch, maybe pointing your toes. Take a nice big inhale and then walking your knees back in, hugging them in. Doing some rocking again, coming back to the beginning. Good. Now, if you can remember putting one foot down on the floor and the leg that hasn't been stretched out yet, stretching it up towards the ceiling so you're getting that hamstring stretch, flexing your foot, and then finding a way to just hold on to that leg so the hamstring has time to stretch out. Breathing deep and just letting that, our legs have been bent a lot, so just feeling that straightening out feeling. messing around with just some little circling of that leg, the extended leg. See how that feels in your hip, just really small circles. Good, and then back around the other way. Now that extended leg, we're gonna hug in the knee. And then the other leg, just lengthen out, hang out here for a moment or two. Feeling the extended leg, the thigh and hip flexor just lengthening out. You're full, and then when you're ready, we're gonna go into a full body stretch again, lengthening everything out, maybe letting your back arch, maybe pointing or flexing your toes, and just feeling your body in a big long line. Taking a big inhale, then as you exhale, we're gonna walk in on our knees again, giving them a hug. Doing your favorite, maybe rolling side to side, maybe taking your knees in a circle. Good. Wonderful. So now we're going to put our right foot down on the floor, knees bent, cross over the left leg to get our hip opener. So finding your version of this, maybe walking in your underneath ankle, maybe pressing into that bent knee. Maybe you can pull in your legs. Maybe that underneath leg you could put on a block or a pillow. Just whatever way helps you get that big old stretch in your left hip and thigh. And then once you're there, just relaxing into it, noticing your breath, gently expanding your lower belly, and then just letting everything melt on the exhale. So keeping that left leg crossed over, having your right foot come down to the floor, let's open our arms up so that our palms are facing the ceiling and our arms are at about shoulder height. We're going to let our legs flop over to the left with that left ankle kind of pressing down on your right thigh, so you're getting a big stretch now in your right outside of your leg, maybe up and through your body, maybe right up into your arms. That right arm, if you like, you can have it reach overhead with your elbow bent, because then you might get to sort of an even bigger stretch through your lat and underarm up into your tricep. So mess around till you feel a big stretch. And then breathing deep, letting things melt. Wonderful. Slowly coming back through center, releasing your legs, and maybe just letting your knees gently flop from side to side a little bit. Windshield wipers. And when you're ready, we're going to do all that on the other side. So now crossing over your right leg and finding your big hip opener one way or another. Once you're there, coming into stillness, noticing your breath, that nice full inhale, expanding your lower belly. And on the exhale, just try to feel your muscles relax, let go, maybe stretching a little deeper. Wonderful. Putting that left leg back on the floor, the left foot, and letting your legs flop over now to the right, opening your arms up at shoulder height, palms facing upwards. So you're getting that gentle stretch now through the left side as your right ankle's pressing down. Maybe that left arm, you're going to bend it and bring it overhead, so you're getting more of a sort of side body stretch and underarm stretch. So just choose your own adventure, breathing deep and letting things melt on the exhale. Good. Letting everything release, coming back through center. Just letting your knees flop from side to side. Wonderful. When you're ready, hugging in your knees one last time. And then lengthening everything out to your Shavasana. So arms flopping open at your side, letting your hips just fall open. So your legs are just falling open to either side. Closing your eyes. Taking in nice big inhales. On the exhale, feeling your shoulders and arms relaxing downwards. Feeling your head just being held by the floor. Feeling your pelvis and hips just releasing, getting heavy. Your quads are just letting go. Your calves, your ankles and feet are just being held by the floor. The backs of your hands are just being held by the floor. Letting everything dissolve on the exhale. If you have time to do so, just stay in Shavasana, letting your mind wander, just focusing on your breath. If you need to get moving, start by just letting your hands and feet start to move around, letting your head maybe gently rock from side to side. Stretching out if you like. And then if you need to get going, rolling onto your side and gradually coming up to a seated position. Wonderful. So wherever you are, just take a moment or two to connect back to your breath. Feel the gentle rising of your chest on the inhale and that settling down on the exhale. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Good to see you. So I'm going to stop the recording.